This is a time capsule that has been sealed underground for 50 years. It contains letters left by the first batch of students of the school on the day of the school's 50th anniversary. The letters in the capsule were distributed as souvenirs to the new students of the school. When the letters were opened one by one, everyone got a variety of colorful pictures, but one boy got a piece of paper with numbers written all over it after opening the letter. After returning home, he showed it to his father in confusion, and his father Jack happened to be a physics professor at MIT. Jack is very sensitive to numbers and mysterious events. Driven by curiosity, he began to study this random number code and wrote down a group of numbers that seemed familiar and tried to divide them into several groups. The first group seemed to correspond to the date September 11, 2001. Isn't this the day of the 911 incident that shocked the world? So the man went to search for details about the 911 incident. Then he found that the death toll was exactly the second set of numbers 2996. Jack didn't believe it and thought it was just a coincidence. After all, the 911 incident hadn't happened 50 years ago. Then he divided the numbers according to the same pattern. Jack continued to verify these groups of numbers. The result was a surprising discovery. The dates and numbers listed in these numbers are exactly consistent with the dates and death tolls of all major disasters in the past 50 years. The accuracy is terrifying. It's just that he doesn't know what the remaining few numbers at the end of each group mean. But there are 3 sets of dates on the paper that are in the future and have not yet happened. This means that there are 3 disasters that are about to happen, and the closest set of disaster dates is the day after tomorrow. According to the numbers on the paper, 81 people will die by then. The next day, Jack told his colleagues everything, but his colleagues who believed in science didn't believe it at all. They even asked Jack what the encircled numbers meant. Jack didn't know how to answer, because he didn't understand it either. But Jack wanted to prove that his conclusion was correct, so Jack sat in front of the TV all night, following news reports from all over the world. But no disaster happened until he woke up the next afternoon. In the evening, Jack went to pick up his son from school. There was a serious traffic jam on the road. While waiting, Jack casually glanced at the navigation and saw the GPS location. Jack suddenly thought of something. He quickly took out the prophecy paper from his bag. On comparison, he realized that the unexplained numbers left in each group of numbers represented the longitude and latitude, and now the accuracy and latitude match the disaster that is about to happen. If the prophecy is true, then the disaster will befall this place. Faced with this situation, Jack quickly got out of the car and asked the police ahead what the accident had been and whether anyone was injured. The police replied that nothing serious had happened and asked him to return to the car and wait. However, at this moment, the police looked up at the sky with a horrified expression, then he turned and ran away. Jack looked behind him in confusion, then he saw a suffocating scene.